Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and I've reviewed Wrong Turn 2, 3, and 4. Well, they're on my channel. It was way back when. I know there's a part 5, but I really don't want to watch it because I do not like part 3 and 4. If you wonder why, you can check out the reviews for those. But I like Wrong Turn 2. It's low budget, but I did enjoy the film, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen that movie. But you can check out their review as well. But I thought it had some good gore. But I thought the characters were more to them than usual, and I liked Henry Rollins. And anyway, you guys can check out that review if you want. I just don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it. But Wrong Turn 1 is what I'm talking about, and it's definitely my favorite of all the Wrong Turns. I know there's some people who are not fans of this movie, and that's fine, but I enjoy this film. I got to see this in a movie theater, actually, which was a lot of fun when it first came out. It's directed by a guy named Rob Schmidt, which unfortunately this guy hasn't gone on to do much. He directed one more film called The Alphabet Killer and did nothing. It's written by Alan McElroy. This is a writer I enjoy. Yes, he wrote the script for the movie Spawn. He wrote the script for this. He also, though, wrote the script for Rapid Fire, starring Brandon Lee, which I enjoy. Tekken, which, yes, I happen to enjoy. Sue me. Or please don't sue me, but oh well. But other films as well. Alan B. McElroy. Halloween 4, which I enjoy. That's a sequel I enjoy. But Wrong Turn, basically the film, you have Stan Winston is actually involved with this. The makeup is done by Stan Winston Studios, and he's also a producer on this, Stan Winston. Pretty much your typical story. It's in West Virginia, and you have these inbred guys, 3 of them, who are kind of very disfigured. And long story short, you have this actor played by Desmond Harrington, who he's on his way, and he collides with this parked car, and the parked car were a bunch of these younger kids, mainly Eliza Dushku and some others. Like there's this other guy who I really enjoy, Jeremy Sisto, and a few others, which they find that there's sort of barbed wire that kind of fucked up their tires. And Desmond Harrington accidentally hit the car because it was parked, and the reason they were parked did the barbed wire fucked them up. And of course they do the dumb stuff, you know. Well, I don't even think it's that dumb. The reason I say is that some people said this was that dumb of a movie. But, you know, they need to get somewhere. And, of course, you have 2 people who stay behind, they have sex, and they get killed. But what I enjoy about this film, not only because I thought the director was very capable, I thought he did a wonderful job filming the sequences, filming the location. I thought the mutants were well, the makeup effects were well executed by Stan Winston, these 3 sort of inbred hillbilly guys. I like Eliza Dushku as an actress. She doesn't really get too many roles nowadays, does she? I really enjoy this lead guy, Desmond Harrington. Desmond Harrington I could really relate to because I thought he was doing the smart stuff. He was strong, he was capable, he was an easy guy to root for. The director does some interesting things with how he sets up shots and how he makes payoffs and some of the physical action sequences. I thought well done for a low-budget film. What I mean is, for instance, they of course they go into this house because they're looking for help because they're stranded, and you have a sequence where, long story short, they have to hide. And you have this sequence where you see like real up close into a person's eye, and you see like the reflection of what's going on, what these people are doing, and then basically they have like one of their friends, really gory effect like barbed wire, or like something like that across the mouth, and really they don't skip on the gore. I know 1 or 2 scenes are a miss of CGI, but it's in the right way. For instance, there's someone who gets killed with like an axe that goes because they're up high in the trees and the axe goes like this. The rest of the body falls down, but the head sort of stays there for a second and then slides off the axe and falls to the ground. I thought that was pretty inventive. A scene that, if you look up the trailer, is probably in there, that really got me in the theater was Desmond Harrington is talking to Eliza Dushku, and then all of a sudden this fucking ass just boom right near his head. And you're like, holy shit, where the fuck did that come from? And that's why I like Desmond Harrington. He's a fighter. He's willing to fight back. Jeremy Sisto, I liked his character. Sad to see what happens to him. Well, I'm talking about some of the physical action scenes. For instance, they get to a tower, sort of those guys who watch for bears and stuff, and there's no one in there, and basically they're climbing up and they have to escape, and they have to jump from there into the trees. And I thought pretty decent sequences, and I really enjoyed Desmond Harrington's character in the fact that he can get beat up, but he comes back for more. He sort of uses his head to outwit these guys. For instance, hiding underneath the vehicle. The ending was very invigorating, very exciting, where they're both fighting. Desmond Harrington and Eliza Dushku are fighting these guys off, both helping each other out. I love the bit with the shotguns. Like, why don't you just fucking die? And boom! It's weird because 20th Century Fox, or as I call them, 20th Century Fuckface, they didn't really. It's weird. This film didn't do much in the theaters. I mean, I got to see it in the theater, but I don't think it did that much. Yet this spawned quite a franchise if we're getting to Wrong Turn 5. Very weird. And to be honest, this is a film that didn't need a franchise. But, I do like Wrong Turn 2, but I'm just saying didn't need a franchise. But what I was getting is 20th Century Fox, they kind of picked on this movie, especially the trailers. Like, they were so antsy on the trailers. Like, oh, this is too intense and too this and that. We can't show you. And yet, weirdly enough, the Hills Have Eyes remake came out, which is, I think it has certain similarities to Wrong Turn. I know that sounds stupid because the Hills Have Eyes remake is a remake of a 70s movie, so really, this has more in touch with the original Hills Have Eyes. But to be honest, I like this film much more than the original Hills Have Eyes. I love the Hills Have Eyes remake, but I'm just not a fan of the original Hills Have Eyes. I know, shame on me, but I just never could get into it. But I think what I enjoyed this film, I thought it went at a fast pace. 84 minutes, this film. I thought Eliza Dushku and Desmond Harrington, I thought these two characters were actually at times smarter than usual, at least more capable, very easy to like. I like that they fought bad. They weren't just damsel in distress. It's not a downbeat ending. Some of the physical get downs as well as the surprises, like for example that acid comes out of nowhere and so on and so forth, I thought was really well filmed for a guy who doesn't have much experience in filming because he hasn't made a lot of films, which is sad. This is, I think, a capable director, and it seems like he hasn't done much except like one more film, that's it. This guy, I think, is better than some of the people out there. And Stan Winston, which we very, very much miss. I thought the three killers were well done. One's a tall motherfucker, one's a giggly motherfucker, and one's a whatever motherfucker. I'm sure, I wonder how people in West Virginia feel about these movies. They must be pissed. Like, we're not all like that motherfucker. Okay, we're not all inbred hits that try to kill people. Although I haven't been there. I'm just kidding. And of course that's the truth. I mean, it's not like in Iowa there's a bunch of children in the corn coming out every fucking winter. I mean, every state and every place has their own thing. I mean, it's just a movie. And the DVD has good stuff. It has a commentary with the director and two of the stars, has deleted scenes, 4 featurettes, feature on Stan Winston. I mean, you have good features on the film. But it was sad this film didn't do much in the theaters. And I know they gave much more of a push to the Hills of Eyes remake, which I enjoy that movie, but I think it's funny how Fox was not sure about this, but they were more. But the remake comes out, which is, I would say probably it's more violent than this movie. I mean, this film's violent, but that remake's more violent. And oh, that's fine. Go ahead. They didn't hamper on that film as much as this, at least from what I remember. But yeah, two likable, capable leads. I like the location, the West Virginia Appalachian Hills locations. I'm not sure if they actually filmed there, but it looks like it to me. Entertaining, fast-paced, not too long. I thought very capable direction. My only problem, here's spoilers, spoiler warning, folks, spoilers. My only problem with the film is the very ending. Because the way the film ends is great. You know, they fuck them up, they steal their truck, they get the hell out of there, they talk to this old man who, this creepy old man was, I think he started like one tooth. Like, just takes the map from him, and they leave. Then the end credits start. I'm like, thank you, no bullshit ending. But then, of course, you have to have a fucking sequel bait ending where a cop comes and there's one of them with the giggly motherfuckers, I call them, with one arm and an axe killing the guy, and you're like, great, sequel bait ending, yay. I'm not a fan of sequel bait endings. Just end your story and don't worry about a sequel until later. That's just my opinion. End your story. You know. So that's my only problem with the film. But I don't know what more I can say. I mean, it's not like a film that deserves a 50-minute review. Not that I could, but this is a good film, Wrong Turn. You know, and it doesn't seem like it was cheaply made, meaning, you know, it doesn't look like a cheap direct-to-DVD movie, in my opinion. And I don't know, like, it doesn't have, like, a lot of shitty CGI like Wrong Turn 3 did, or what the fuck ending like Wrong Turn 3 did. And Wrong Turn 4, I'm just not a fan of prequels. Just not a fan of prequels. Was not a fan of any of the characters. Was not a fan of some of the dumb decisions they made, like Wrong Turn 4, where they have them fucking caught in a fucking cell, and one guy does a, hey, let's kill him, and all this, and even after he's killed some of their friends, they're like, no, you can't do that, because, I don't know, I stopped listening once that stupid girl said that. I'm like, bitch. And then the dumbass guy, of course, like an idiot, somehow gets it so that they grab him, and they get, like, you had him hook, line, and sinker. But, of course, it's a prequel, so you know they're not going to die. It's a prequel. Wrong Turn 4. I mean, obviously, Wrong Turn 4 is a prequel. Obviously, you know. So, it's... Anyway. Not a fan of prequels. And Wrong Turn 2 I enjoyed because I liked Henry Rollins. I liked the gore. Especially that woman splitting in half at the beginning. That was good. That's a spoiler, I think. It's like one of the first scenes in the movie. The makeup effects weren't as good in Wrong Turn 2 because I don't think they had Stan Winston. That's why. And you could tell Wrong Turn 2 had lower budget, just the way the film looked. The film was shot. But again, I liked how some of the characters, some people you thought were going to die, didn't die. I like that. These, like, the two people who survive at the ending of the movie, usually in other movies, they'd be the people to die, but I liked the fact that they weren't. That made it different, and I like those two people, actually. But anyway, you can check out my reviews for Wrong Turn 2 to find out more about that. But, yeah, Wrong Turn's a good one. I think it's well worth a look. If you've never seen Wrong Turn, or if you're afraid of the sequels, like I'm afraid of Wrong Turn 5, it'll probably take me a year to watch that. And I mean afraid like, oh my god, I'm going to blow my brains out and my wad through my fucking undies. But I'd rather watch Wrong Turn again, and again, and again than Wrong Turn 5. But this is a film, the director, Rob Schmidt, somehow you're listening. I wish you could have gotten more work, because I think you did a damn fine job with this film. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next review. I have a different shirt because it was a different day, but it's a film called Body Parts, and it's a good one. See you later.